Hello friends, today we are going to see purchasing document. So purchasing documents are used to procure the material from the vendors. So what are the purchasing documents? First is determination of material or services required that you want to so we do it through PR, but overall purchasing document can be divided into two parts. One is internal purchasing document that is used inside the organization, and external purchasing document that is used outside the organization. So internal purchasing documents are the documents which are used inside the organization, within the organization, and no secondary organization comes into picture. External purchasing document is used to procure material from the outside the organization. So what is the internal purchasing document? There are two internal purchasing document. One is purchase order and second one is STO, stock transfer order. STO is STO, stock transfer order, is used to transfer stock of material within the organization, either between the two plants or within the same plant. Whereas purchase requisition is a document which is used to know what are the documents that what are the materials which are required to be procured from the external or internal sources. External purchasing document are various types, like we know quotations, that we ask quotation from the outside organization to send us the quotation for the material required. Purchase order, which is a first legal document between two organizations for supplying agreed quantity with agreed quantity, quality and price on a certain within a certain period of time. Outline agreement is also an external purchasing document. So there are three types of external purchasing document: RFQ, purchase order and outline agreement. Outline agreement are of two types: contract and scheduling agreement. Now purchase requisition can be created through various means. MRP, one is material requirement planning. In this case there is a fixed amount of material required after every interval. So say if the production capacity is 100 units per month, so the quantity for PR will be 100 per month. So MRP will be calculated based on the every month on month cyclic process. CBP is consumption based planning, like sometimes consumption may be more and sometimes consumption may be less. So in that case PR is created. Planned order, suppose company has received some big order, in that case also company will go for purchase requisition to estimate and procure the required raw material to produce the finished goods. Fourth is manually, say for some consumption things which is not directly involved in production but employees needed for consumption purpose, that kind of thing, or ad hoc things which was being used but it got damaged, like some computer or some glassware, something which was in use but it got damaged, so manually PR can be created. So all these things provide input: MRP, CBP. MRP is material requirement planning, CBP is consumption based planning, planned order, manually. We can, all these things provide input to create purchase requisition. Now purchase requisition go for source determination, as we have discussed earlier. So purchase requisition will go for source determination. Who is the sources of supplying it? We can have predefined vendors like info record, source list, other things. If there is a predefined vendors is there, if we have release order or contract, or if you don't know anything, then we will go for RFQ if you want to find out new vendor. Then this thing will serve as an input and then purchase order will be created. Now let's see first PR in detail. PR stands for Purchase Requisition. Purchase requisition can be created directly or indirectly. A purchase requisition can be created only for those material or services that have their master record in MySAP ERP. So PR can be created only for the material which has master record already present in ERP. You need to manually enter the details of the required material or services in purchase requisition. So the data is not going to come from anywhere. Manually you need to enter the material and the services required with the quantity. T code for creating PR is MET51N. Indirect purchase requisition is purchase requisition said to be indirectly created when its data is retrieved from other modules of MySAP ERP. It can retrieve from any of the following modules: production order, plant maintenance order, project systems, or CBP, consumption based planning. Purchase requisition document type. Purchase requisition document type controls number assignments and the selection of fields to be maintained. Default document type is NB. So NB stands for standard purchase requisition. If the document type is changed, then the field and appearance will also change. So purchase requisition procurement types, like you are not only specifying what material to procure, you are also specifying what is the type of material to procure. Like purchase requisition procurement type is defined in the following procedure. NB stands for document. If document type is NB, that means it's a standard purchase order. Then similarly there is a subcontracting purchase order, consignment purchase order, stock transfer, as we are discussing STO, and external services. So we have a lot of types of standard purchase requisition based on the type of material required. Like standard material will come under NB, standard stock transfer, standard purchase order, purchase requisition, and subcontracting will have subcontracting. If you want to go for material for subcontracting, then PR for subcontracting has to be made. If consignment material is required, then PR for consignment should be raised. So if you change this document type, automatically the purpose of the material will be determined, whether you need consignment, whether you need stock transfer, or you need external services. All these things will be clarified. We can create purchase order using manually with ME51N, or with reference to another purchase order we can simply copy and we can edit few fields and submit it. Source determination. In this indicator is set and just one source of supply exists for external material, the system will suggest this source. Purchase requisition has two tabs, header tab and item tab. So header tab maintains the text which is applicable for describing the purpose of purchase requisition. It is applicable to all items in PR, purchase requisition. Item overview. Status of an item. If we create purchase order with respect to this purchase requisition, then the status of the PO will be created. In item overview tab, there is a status field. Status field determines what is the status of the PR. So initially the status will be nothing, so PR will be created. If PO is created, then it will say PO is being created with respect to this PR. So by opening this PR only, you can identify what is the status of this PR processing. If you want to block the purchase requisition, then PO and RFQ cannot be created with respect to this purchase order. If you block it, then PO and other things will not be able to create. Account assignment category. Account assignment category specifies the consumption of GL account in which material value will be posted. In direct sense, if we talk, then from where money will come, who is going to pay the money, or in which account section. GL stands for general ledger account, in which general ledger account the money will be posted. So there are total 7 types of accounts basically. K for cost center, A for assets, N for networking, U for unknown, P for projects, C for sales order, and 1 for third party. So account assignment category says that where the amount or the price will be posted for this material, or in short, who is going to pay for this material. So once the material is being processed, the amount of the material will be assigned to this general ledger account, that we need to pay this much to this person. If we do not know the account assignment category while creating the PR or PO, we can enter unknown, U for unknown category. Item category. Item category decides the field selection and whether any additional data screens are shown. In addition, it determines whether a goods receipt or invoice receipt is to follow item category. Item category standard is blank. K for consignment, L for subcontracting, S for third party, D for services, and U for stock transfer. So these three things, we will go back once again. There are three things. One is purchase requisition document type. This document type says what type of material we wanted to bring in, who is going to pay for the material. Account assignment category says where the GL account, consumption of GL account in which material will be posted. So which account is going to pay, whether it is unknown category, it will go for assets, it will go for networking, it will go for third party, who is going to pay. Third thing is the item category decides the field selection and whether any additional data screen is shown. So based on the subcontracting, based on the third party, screen selection, screen UI will change. That UI fields will change so that you can enter the relevant value. Business logic important fields, those who are marked mandatory, has to be filled. Then only those fields will come into picture. Material group, provide the required details of the above field. Plant and storage location, we have to mention purchasing group, requisitioner, who is the requisitioner. PR creator and requisitioner can be different, because in large organization one person will be responsible for creating PR. Even some automation can also create the PR, but the requisitioner can be one department. It can vary from department to department. Requirement tracking number, this field can be used by the person entering RFQ to uniquely identify specific purchase order. Then desired vendor, fixed vendor, supply plant agreement, it specifies the number of outline agreement. If the PR is related to the contract or scheduling agreement, then in this agreement section we should have that outline agreement number, that as per this contract, as per this outline agreement, based on this number we are raising this PR to provide us material, and this number act as a binding, that from this based on this contract we are consuming this amount of goods, or we are ordering this amount of goods. Item details, material data tab, and then status. In the item details there is something called status, processing status. It specifies the current processing status of the PR. Now once the PR is created in a large organization, the person who creates PR, he only does not create PO. PR goes for approval to the manager. If they approves, then it goes to the other section, who is going to create the purchase order. So the person who raised this PR, how do he know what is the status of the PR, whether it is rejected, approved? So what is done, we have to go to the item details section and we have to see that if the status of the PR is A, then RFQ is created. If B, then PO is created. If it is K, then contract is created. If it is L, then scheduling agreement created. If it is an N, not edited, and if it is S, service entry sheet is created. based on this item process based on this item status, item details section status is there. If the status is either of this, then we can understand that okay, RFQ is created or PO is created or contract is created. Block indicator: the requisitioner can block a requisition item to prevent it from being converted to a PO. So in this case we have to keep in mind that PR, purchase order, is monitored on item basis. Suppose there are 10 items, out of which 2 items we wanted to block. We want to block the 2 items, we don't want to purchase. In that case, we can block the 2 items and we can process the 8 items. Now when the PO will be created, when the purchase order will be created, purchase order will be created for 8 items, not for the 10 items. So the vendor need to supply only for the 8 items. This is very logical. See, suppose you have initially identified that you need 10 items, but later on you realize that 2 requirements are out of scope, or the situation changes. Now you don't want to purchase 2 items, so you can block 2 items. You need to create another PR. You can, another purchase order creation is not required, so you can simply block these 2 PRs, and this, when PO will be created, PO will be created only for the 8 items, not for the 10 items. Contact person tab. So who should be contacted? The contact can be created by requisitioner, purchasing group, MRP controller. Then other fields like delivery address. Now a common question arises is, can we create purchase order, purchase requisition without material master? Yes, we can create purchase requisition without material master, but need to provide the below information: account assignment category, material group, source of supply, and short text about the material. Purchase requisition is requisition. Important T codes are: create purchase order using ME51N, then edit those or change it using ME52N, then display the PO purchase requisition using ME53N, display the details of a PR ME54N, allow you to create PO directly from PR. For creating PO directly from PR, you can use ME59N. To release PR, you can use ME59. Purchase requisition. In database table, you can see the purchase requisition details in table EBAN. In this table, we have fields like purchase requisition number, item number, purchase requisition document type, purchasing status of PR, purchasing group, name of requisitioner, short text, GR indicator, assigned source of supply, PR closed, Kanban, and purchasing document category, and plant as well. So for which plant we are using this PR, all these details will be there in the database table EBAN. So once again, when creating PR, we have to go for T code ME51N. Then we have to mention the material required, the quantity required, and we have to mention the purchasing document, procurement type. So this document will say what kind of procurement is this. Is it a standard procurement, subcontracting, consignment, or stock order? Then we have to assign in which account the value will be posted, who is in which account the cost of this material will be posted. So the the account will be GL account, but the account assignment category will be, there are few categories in which the value should be posted. Those are assets, networking, unknown, cost center, project, sales order, and third party. Again, the item category decides the field selection, that what field should be displayed based on this item category. So item category should also be chosen very carefully. And then once the PR is done, save the PR, and if the PR in item details section, if you go to status, you can find out what is the status of the PR. Now once the PR is done, we will go ahead to create purchase order. Let's see what is purchase order in next section.